everybody, it's Aaronator here. We got our 23rd episode of our Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode here on the PS4, guys. In the last episode, we went and finished up the Year 5 season with your Columbus Blue Jackets. And in this episode, we got the first round of the playoffs. It's playoff season. Okay, so we got a tough challenge up in front of us against the Carolina Hurricanes. I will show you guys what their team is looking like right now. They actually have a pretty decent record. So no matter what their team is looking like, you guys have to realize they made it to the playoffs here too. So, you see how the Maple Leafs are doing against the Capitals. Oh man, the real life playoffs are getting so hyped up. It's wild. Anyways, Carolina, this is what their team's looking like. Their offense, first thing I see right here is down the middle. They are super strong. So they got Evander Kane, Jordan Staal, Teuvo Teravainen on their top line. They got Tolchinsky, Rask, and Aho. They got Larson, Nicholas Roy, and Emerson Edom. And then they have Dale Weiss and Gabriel Velarde and Julien Gauthier. So their young guys have definitely developed to be some solid players. They don't have a top line guy like first. There's no role players that are first line forwards, but you guys may have saw in, I believe it was the last video, I showed the stats, and look at this, Tolchinsky, he's 84 overall, AHL, high top 6 potential, and he's clearly become quite the scorer for them. He has 35 goals and 63 points, so they are definitely a team that you can't underestimate their offense, especially that middle core. It's deep, so, they do have a pretty good team up front, so let's see what their defense is looking like. Okay, so this is definitely probably one of their strong points. Brett Pesce and Justin Falk are going to be their top line D-men for this series. Jacob Slavin and Noah Hannafin, he didn't really develop into that 90 overall defenseman they would have liked. That defense would be even more stacked if that were the case. And then they got Andrei Suster and Jake Bean, who has looked to develop pretty nicely. So yeah, their defense is looking very solid there. And their goalies, they got Alex Nedeljkovic as their goalie at 25 years old, 86 overall. And then they got this younger goalie in, I'm just going to say, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. He's a medium starter potential, 82 overall. So they got an all-right goaltending tandem. Their depth, Nathan Bellew and Elias Lindholm, who, it's probably his morale that's dragging him down there. Well, I don't think he really developed to be much of anything like 86 or 87 or higher. So, this is their team, guys. They don't got any extra surprises, and this is what our team is looking like. You guys see Andrew Shaw's 82 overall. This is from morale, so there's not much I can do. You guys have already started saying that I really should be putting Levin up there. But, you look at him, well, he's done on the fourth line plus a bit of power play time. He's got basically a 20-goal season and 40 points. That's pretty good for a 21-year-old, and I know he's on the fourth line, but these guys are playing as much ice time, to be fair, as much as even these two lines, because the simulation is going to give them a decent amount of ice time because their overall is higher. The only problem is I do see what you guys are saying. The reason I drafted them is because we would have an elite sniper come the playoffs. But you know what? We'll have to see how our lines do in the playoffs. If we do start to struggle with scoring, I definitely will bring up Levin, but that will cause quite a few morale changes for these guys who are barely getting enough ice time. This is supposed to be a very strong team that we have. We have a full lineup here, some morale issues, but I'm liking what I see. And our defense, you got Jones and Werenski, and our usual guys. We got Bufflin at the trade deadline, as well as, if you guys missed it, Leo Komarov, Schmaltz, Murray, and Tador. I know it's lefty, and righty. And this is just the way I decided to do it for morale and such. And goaltending, you guys know we have Korpisalo in the net. I will potentially give Lindgren the start because he has played very well for us, and he's just played very well this season, and his overall is not that much lower than Korpisalo. So if our team does start struggling, a goaltending switch, whether or not Korpisalo is playing all right, it may be good to shake things up if we need to, but that's just an option. Let's go. We have the extra goalie this time. Ryan Dzingel, Zach Hyman, and Dylan Hetherington are our scratched players, our extra guys that will fill in for any potential injuries that could occur. And yeah, that's going to be our lineup going into the first round. So let me actually double check because I'm not sure if it saves those lines. So I will get our goalie, Eunice Corpusalo, in. He's had a solid season. He's had better stats before, but yeah, he is in there. Okay, that's good. And yeah, we're just going to start off the series. Hopefully the morale doesn't affect our gameplay too much. We do have a very good team. So does Carolina. This is going to be a tight series no matter what, I can tell. I actually checked before this video. Throughout the season, we played 4 games. We lost 2 in overtime. We won 1 in overtime, and we won 1 by 1 goal. So we're 1-1 and 2. Every game that we played this season against Carolina, it's been tight. So this is going to make for a very exciting playoff run. We're going to have to really bring it to Carolina nice and early and bring the consistency and make sure we get lots of goals early on and be a scoring threat like we have had. I can't English. I'm just going to start it right here. We got to get some offense here, boys, to start it up. First period, and there you go. Clayton Keller on the second line, left wing. He's getting some offense for us. The shots are 10-2. We are outplaying Carolina right now, but things can change in the playoffs. It's all the playoffs. Second period, and Leo Komarov in the fourth line position gets a goal there. Shots are 18-18. You see Carolina really did control a lot of that second period, but we did keep pace, and the shots are tied right now. So it is a tight game. Corpusalo, you got a 2-goal lead ahead of you. We got a power play. Can we get a third one? Nope, nothing's happening there. Can we kill this off? Big 5-on-3 penalty kill. Jacob Slavin capitalizes there. We got to kill it off. There you go, boys. Come on. A lot of penalties taken, and Aho was going to get one. Come on, guys. You can't be taking these penalties. We got to get some momentum back. We got to get a goal here. Can we get one late, or is it going to go to OT? Anyone going to step up? Nope, it's going to go to an overtime. Okay, so Aho and Slavin getting 2 goals within a couple minutes there in the third period. That's really not what I'm looking forward to. I don't know why Aho was wide open in the slot. You'd think that someone would be covering him, but okay, boys. Corpusalo, I'm going to need you to stand on your head a bit here, and our offense needs to get something going. Only 2 goals after regulation. And there you go, Tyler Toffoli. He's going to get one there. That's a big game winner. We were getting outshot there late. Carolina was taking control, but Toffoli was able to get a goal there. And we take the game 1, 3-2 in overtime. Corpusalo being the first star, Toffoli second star, and Heischer the third star. So that was a very tight game. I told you guys, it looks like we should have the better team on paper, especially if you look at our forwards, but I mean, their team simulates pretty well also. So we definitely do have a tough opponent here, but I mean, nonetheless, we've been in the playoffs for quite a few years now. We should be able to start getting some wins here in the playoffs. Cleveland, Boulton, I'm just going to replace player. He's our goalie. That was our backup for most of the season. Then we replaced him with Lindgren. But yeah, so the AHL team, I'm not sure where they're at. It looks like they should be a playoff team, but we just got to focus on our team right here in the NHL. So game 2, another home game for us, the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're gonna see if we can get some offense and maybe get a bit more than 2 goals throughout regulation, because I mean, you look at most games in the playoffs, there's usually not often 4 goals by one team, but we got to be able to do that because sometimes goalies make mistakes. So far we're getting a bit outplayed here early on, but let's simulate the first period right now. First period, and Edom and Atkinson each getting goals for their team respectively. Shots are 9-7 for Carolina. Come on, guys, we got to get lots of offense here. Second period, and there you go, we get lots of offense. Robbie Fabry, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and David Levin. You say that, you should play him up in the lineup, and I'm sure he would play better. But, I mean, he's playing pretty well right now on the fourth line. It's nice to have depth scoring from some of these guys. Our top lines are capitalizing as well. We're out shooting them 20-19, pretty tight. But right now it looks like, one goalie is struggling here. So Corpusalo, he just needs to play strong throughout this third period. Our defense needs to help him out. And we should be able to kill off this game right here. A 3-goal lead in the third period. We're already up to 10 minutes left. there shouldn't be a collapse here. Our team is much better than previous years, I believe, and defensively we are definitely better. I do believe with our young guys even growing. And then you see that Carolina couldn't get a single goal in the third period. That was huge. 3 stars of the game. Korpisalo getting the first star once again. Pierre-Luc Dubois and Cam Atkinson, your second and third stars. 4-1 for the Columbus Blue Jackets. That was a great game there. We just took them right out of it after that second period. That's exactly what we need to see out of this team. We got to be dominant this year. That's what I'm hoping. You guys are saying like our young core we got right here with guys like Hischier and Dubois and Levin. Like we got to win now. So I definitely agree with that. But it's the playoffs, and sometimes upsets are going to happen. So far, it looks like we're going off to a strong pace, but we got Game 3 here in Carolina, so let's see if we can keep up this pace. This is going to be a big game for Carolina. They don't want to go down 3-0, but we don't want to let them back in the series. So let's play hard here in this first period, get some offense as usual. First period, and there you go. Cam Atkinson and Clayton Keller getting 2 goals there in the first period. We're out shooting them 14-11. It's looking bright. Second period, and Teuvo Teravainen gets one and gets Carolina back in the game. It's 1 goal difference right there, and we definitely got to stay solid defensively. Ooh, this is all we need to win a game here, boys. We can win it. A power play, we cannot get anything there. Carolina's doing decent. We just got to keep them off the score sheet for now. I would like a third goal, though. Power play, can we capitalize? A longer one. Looks like a 4-6. Holy crap, we can't score. Oh, gosh. Here we go. This is the last nitty-gritty here. And Nicholas Roy. Gosh, he scores there on Korpisalo with 57 seconds left in the game. We're out shooting them 37-29. This is not a game we want to lose here, guys. This is going to be huge overtime right now. Let's see, who is the hero going to be? Is it going to be early, or are we going to go to a second overtime? That would be wild, just like in real life. Come on, guys. We need some of our top guys to step up here. There you go, Pierre-Luc Dubois. He gets, I believe, what is his second goal of the series. And you know what? We got a 3-0 series lead here on Carolina. I mean, all these games have been tight. Well, Game 2, it was just the second period. But, I mean, to be fair, most of these periods, most of these games, it's been tight. But you know, the Columbus Blue Jackets, they've now learned from their past mistakes, and they are a lot more dominant than previous seasons. So we're up 3-0 in the series. Anything can happen, it being the playoffs, but you got to think that the way our team's been playing, I think we should have this in the bag. Game 4, this is a big game. Carolina wants to win for their fans, but we're going to see if we can. I mean, the brooms are out, so we'll have to see how this game goes to start off the first period. Let's go, boys. Get some offense early on as usual. First period, and nothing's happening there. Shots are tied, basically. 10-9 for Carolina. We got a second period here. Can we get something going? Second period, and nothing still. It's a defensive battle here. Neither team wants to, take that risk. They don't want to let up a goal here because the next goal could mean the game. The Carolina Hurricanes are just barely out shooting us 23-21 still. It's a close game here, boys. Who's gonna get the victory? This is gonna be a big game. Power play for Carolina. They can't capitalize. Power play again, and Velarde on the fourth line. He was probably on their power play as well. He gets a goal, but we got to get some clutch goal scoring here near the end. We don't want Carolina to shut us down here. Tolchinsky gets one. Can we get one late here, boys? Come on, anything? Oh, come on, break the shutout at least. Nope. 2-0. Their goalie stand on their head. He stood on their head. He stood on his head. Nedeljkovic, he gets first star, 31 saves. They really need that. Korpisalo getting second star. I mean, you look at how Korpisalo has done so far this series, guys. He's played stellar. We just didn't get offense that game, and I mean, it makes sense. Carolina's a good team, and I don't think they would necessarily get swept. So let me quickly do the AHL lines here. Got to get in our starting goalie here in the AHL, Boulton. Just help him out there. And there you go. So they are in the playoffs. We can see they're up 1-0. They got an overtime win in their first game. But now we have a chance to ice it in Game 5 at home. We want to ice it here. We don't want to let it go any further. We already let Carolina get some momentum. We have to break that momentum. We have to get offense early. We have to shut down Carolina here. This is a big game here. if Carolina can get some offense, they shut us down last game. Let's see what will happen in this game. First period, and it's 0-0 after the first period. They're shooting us 13-10. Seems to be similar as last game. The Blue Jackets here. We got to get some offense from our top guys. It's been a couple periods now with no offense. We got to get someone. We have 4 lines of scoring. Come on, boys. Second period, and Tyler Toffoli gets one early in the second period. It's 1-0 for the Blue Jackets. They're out shooting the opposition, the Carolina Hurricanes, 24-19, and we're going to go into the third period with a 1-0 lead. Come on, boys. This is huge. Victor Rask gets one to tie up the game, and we're in the third period here. Come on, guys. We got to get some offense more here. Who's it going to be? Is Toffoli going to get a second one of the night? I'd like to see something. He sure, I think, has been silent pretty lately. Come on, boys. 5 minutes left in the game. We're out shooting them 37-27. 29. Oh, crap. It's going to overtime. This is a huge game here, boys. We don't want to let them get back in this. Who is the hero going to be and for which team? Come on, boys. Can we get one? We got 40 shots on the net. Power play. Can we bury it? Oh, we can't bury it. Come on. We can't capitalize. We got to get some offense here. Get some shots. Nothing's happening. Come on. We're almost at 50 shots. There you go. Clayton Keller gets the game winner in overtime. Practically 50 shots in the net. Nedeljkovic had to play good there. Both goalies stood in their heads, but you know what? The Blue Jackets, they take not the second game of the series. What the heck? They take the final game of the series in Game 5 in overtime. 3 of these games went to overtime, guys. I told you it'd be a tight series, but luckily, we took out Carolina pretty quick there. I think we got the momentum there after the first couple games. It being still a close series and close games, we were still able to get the win there. And we were being a defensive team, which is what I like to see. I think that's the kind of team we can be, but at the same time, you'd like to see some more offense. And that wasn't the greatest series, although Carolina's defense was pretty solid. So, you know what? We got some rest here. We can check on what the AHL is doing. But that was a really casual series, I want to say. It did only go to 5 games, but, that was really a tighter series than the score shows. And in the second round, we're going to have the Washington Capitals that we're going up against. That's a big series. We beat Carolina in the first round. Cleveland beat Milwaukee in their first round. A lot of overtime games, close games there. And, now we got the second round of the NHL playoffs, the Washington Capitals in year 5 here. So, let's take a quick look at the stats. We can check guys like Levin and stuff, but I might as well wrap it up pretty quick here after the stats. We can check the playoff tree as well afterwards. So, let's see who really stepped up. Clayton Keller, as usual, last playoffs, I believe I'm pretty sure he was pretty proficient at getting some offense. The series, the times that we did have playoff. Wait, okay, I thought that was from the NHL. Okay, so I remember last year, we did struggle with scoring, but he's been a very offensive guy for us, and his line in the second line there, Atkinson and Keller, it's really clicking. So you're getting a lot of offense there. Levin got 3 points in 5 games, and then Heischer, Fabry, Orensky, Toffoli. So not too much offense, but our top guys did actually get some offense, and our depth guys played solid. Andrew Shaw is still having some morale problems. We might have to fix something up there, but our team is doing well, so we can just keep on going here. Korpisalo, 9.953 for save percentage. His goals against average was 1.48. I'm gonna say our defense plays a big part in that. I think we definitely improved by bringing in Bufflin. But to be fair, Korpisalo did had to play against a pretty strong Carolina team. You got to give them credit. They did make it to the playoffs for good reason. It was close all the way through, but the Columbus Blue Jackets, they take the year 5 quarterfinal matchup against the Carolina Hurricanes. So that's going to be it for this playoff video. This GM video was really quick. Again, I'm sorry for all the time I take in between these videos, but school is there, so yeah, that's just gonna happen. But here's what the playoffs are looking like. It's a couple sweeps there in the Western Conference. Dallas and LA sweeping their teams in Arizona and Minnesota. And then you got a Game 7 there between Colorado and St. Louis. Vancouver is going on to the second round. That's interesting. Washington, they beat Philadelphia in 6 games. Ottawa beat Detroit in 5, and Florida beats Pittsburgh in 6. So not, I mean, it's pretty short series as there in the first round. It doesn't look like it was too competitive, but if it wasn't competitive, it's probably sure going to get competitive now. So I should probably get out of here, guys. I'll try and get the next video out for you guys with some urgency. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next episode when we go and take on the Washington Capitals in round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. 1, 2, 3, let's go!